Wife support. Wife support. Welcome to Wife support.
Hey, I'm Kaycee Conlee, comedian, wife, and the one that thought we could wing it in Italy.
And I'm Amanda Conlee, nonprofit exec, wife, and the one who can't wing it at all.
No, there's no winging it. And this is Wife Support, a podcast about queer marriage, grown-up gay life, and all the messy, magical stuff in between. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for polls, clips, and exclusive content. I'm at Kaycee Conlee.
And I'm at Conlee22. I'm sorry I yawned. I'm sorry.
It is Sunday night. Our weekend has disappeared before our very eyes.
Poof. Up in smoke.
And we were like, yeah, I think weekend recording is 100% the way we're going to have to go. But man, the weekend gets in the way of recording.
Well, we're just really busy humans. We have fun things we like to do, especially as we get closer to the holidays. It's like there's just so many calls to your time.
It's a lot. And today we had a softball doubleheader, which was really fun.
We won both games. Go us. Go Bat Midlers. Do you know we're undefeated?
We are undefeated. And we can't take all the credit for that because we were in Italy and missed 2 weekends,
Yes.
if not 3.
Well, we missed 3, but they did forfeit, but the other team also forfeited 1 game last week. So
we missed 3 games over 2 weekends, but they held on to it, and the Bat Midlers are friggin' winning. Today we turned 2 double plays? 1 double play.
1.
Just 1?
I think we had 2, but the ball kind of...
Oh, yeah. We were playing middle infield, and we like a little Conlee middle infield. It brings us back to the good old days.
It does. We also both got named to the All-Star team.
Oh, that's fun. That is fun.
Yeah.
It's
It's really like the good old days when we were young.
I know. That's so cute. You're right. So next weekend we're going to play in an All-Star game, which I've not done it. Did you play in it last season?
They didn't have it. It's the first time we've ever done
okay.
it. That's why Amber, our coach, was like, I don't know.
How do we pick a person? And then they're like, the Conleys. And we're like, well, okay. No, it'll be really fun. I'm excited to play with you in the All-Star game.
I know. Also, all of our teammates said they're going to come cheer us on.
That's
this
pretty
is
cute.
So fun. I was like, you know what y'all are going to do sounds more fun. Can someone else play?
Yeah, they talked about they're all going to come out with a cooler of beers and tailgate and watch the game.
I know. It's going to be so fun.
Really fun. It was really cute. So softball was fun to get back into. I think that needs to be noted on the podcast or written in some sort of, it needs to be verified for history books that I chose softball today over basketball.
You did.
And there's a lot of other factors, not important, but the main thing is that was a big step. That's me choosing wanting to spend time with you and, be out in the field and oh wow, okay, you're not.
No, I am appreciative.
registering
I
it.
had a good time. I was really glad you chose us.
Okay, well, it was
Especially
fun.
because you would have literally, because of the timing of your basketball game, it was right in the middle of the 2, so you would have missed both.
Yeah. Do you hear the squeaking in the background? That's going to be one Finnegan Miles Conlee.
Yep.
And I don't know, there's a lot we can do about it, but hopefully he won't do it for too long.
Post-dinner squeaks.
There's no.
Let's just let it roll. Let it roll.
Let it ride. Yeah, he is walking away at least. Anyway, okay. Well, we have to do some dilly dallying. I think we've already jumped right into the dilly dallying.
Yes, we have, but you need to do some business.
Okay, actual business is, it's been 3 weeks since we had an episode, and we had a lovely time in Italy, but we're back. And I don't know if you remember, but the last What's Gayer / What's More Gay was using a U-Haul to move versus an eyebrow ring.
Okay, who won?
Eyebrow ring.
Obviously.
Landslide. Duh. Yeah, but I think it's because you were very clear about the U-Haul being not after a few months.
Listen, I was trying to make it not so on the nose.
And yet, eyebrow ring.
I mean,
literally, well, it's on the eyebrow, I guess. But very.
Could have said a nose ring.
Yeah, very gay. One more little bit of business too. It's Tuesday when this is coming out. Friday, I have a show in Burbank at Flappers. It's 7:30 p.m. November 14th, if you're listening on delay, so you may have already missed it. But come out if you're in the area, support the show. I'm going to do a long set. Amanda will be there. It's going to be really fun.
Yes, come listen to Kaycee tell jokes about me.
Yeah, and probably, some Italy stories are going to be invested in there. You'll hear the real versions on the podcast. We're going to tell the stories as they actually happened. And then you can come to my show and you'll hear my joked up version of it.
Are you going to wear a scarf?
Probably.
Great.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But let's just say, before we left for Italy, I was doing some research on what I should wear because it was mostly around packing, to be honest with you. I didn't know how to pack. And I Googled, what do lesbians wear in Italy? And the answer, scarves, my friends. It's scarves. That's how.
But all people wear scarves in Italy, so
Yeah.
are they just like all the same?
Listen, that wasn't actually the answer that popped up. I Googled what a lesbians were in Italy, and some like Pinterest posts and like style things came up, and I saw a scarf, and I said, oh, that I think I could pull off. I don't even know if there was a lesbian in the picture, but I saw a woman in a scarf, and I said, yeah, that's Italy me.
That's the vibe you wanted to put off.
That was
I
me.
mean, and I would say you crushed it.
And here's what's happened. It's not just for Italy, folks.
She's brought it home.
I'm bringing the scarves home. I brought a few with us. We just happen to have some cute little necktie action. Like some, I guess they're scarves or they're bandana type things.
Yeah. Some are more like silk material. Some are more bandana material.
Yeah. But, well, I brought some. I bought one while we were there.
Oh,
and
it was very cute too. I picked it out.
Yes. And so now I'm like, this doesn't have to be just a vacation, Kaycee.
No, and as this hair situation grows out, you can
Yeah.
start to like style it in your hair.
Yeah, for those watching on YouTube, I am growing my hair out.
For the how manyth time?
Listen, I'm really trying just not to talk about it because I feel like once I start talking about it, now I've committed, and if I change my mind, now it's a whole thing. You brought it up.
I did. You're right.
So, but yeah, this is a phase. This is what we call my...
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
This is my JTT phase.
You have to put up a side by side of the picture I showed you. That's like the who wore it better.
Yes. This is... I'm not going to try and argue with you. It is the picture you pulled up. It is my JTT phase. I'm not afraid. Listen, he was a heartthrob.
He
okay?
really was.
Tiger
I
Beat,
had
Teen
a
Beat.
huge crush on him.
Did you get those magazines? Do you remember those magazines?
Of course.
Yeah. So
Teen Beat was definitely better than Tiger Beat. Tiger Beat was like the Lee
Knockoff?
pipes to your Jinkos.
I did not know that. I didn't know which one was the main. But yeah, so although I was amused. I'm embracing it, right? This is my JTT face, whatever. But I was amused yesterday I asked you, because there's a little insecurity around this weird haircut transition phase. It's weird for everybody. And I asked you yesterday, do you like it better when I blow dry it, which I blow dried it tonight, or do you like it when I just like kind of put a little product in it and let it dry? And it's a very similar style, very like minuscule differences. And your answer, which was so funny. Do you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Your answer was blow dry, but just for this stop along the way. I wouldn't stay here.
I wanted to make it clear that I didn't think that this was your forever haircut.
No, you're just like, don't cut it to this. But while you're dealing with this, blow dry is fine. Yeah, you were very honest. It's funny.
Needed to be clear.
Yeah.
I think when you wrote this, we were very much still like, I don't know, are we jet lagged? Are we not? I think we're past that. I'm fine.
I was
now.
literally going to cross it out. But
okay.
Amanda's talking about the rundowns that we make.
Yes.
Which we had lofty plans last week to record. We got back Friday night. We thought we'd record Saturday and have an episode last week, and the answer is no. We were not ready.
I still want to ask a really important question, and maybe it's polling the audience here. If you are someone who snores, should you be allowed to sleep in public?
It's a legitimate question.
And I ask this because we fly all the time, but these particularly long flights that are overnight, I know that people need to sleep, and you are disturbing everyone on the plane.
100%. Here's the thing I have in my years noticed: those that snore are not regulating when they fall asleep. They're not paying attention to if anyone's around them.
No.
To if anyone might
They're
be
blissfully
disturbed.
unaware of their own.
Blissfully unaware is a nice way to put it. I would put it out there as more like inconsiderate. But also like the types, I feel like listen, I can say this, I'm a snorer. As a snorer, like you're falling asleep wherever you fall asleep. You're taking it where you can get it. And I feel very morally confused about this. Like it is a weird, it's a good question. Because you're right. It's like you're basically disturbing everyone else's peace, but also aren't you entitled to have some sleep?
I should have clarified. This was a rhetorical question. The answer is no. The answer is no. You're disturbing everyone.
Okay. I think that was not clear to me. I thought I was weighing in. As a snorer, I was like going to give an alternate perspective.
And as someone who does not snore and who is kept awake by snoring, the answer is no. Okay.
All right.
We ready to dive in?
I think we're ready to dive in.
Let's talk about Italy.
Let's do it. Wow, what a trip. Incredible. So much fun. so little planning on my part.
Blink, blink, yikes.
I know. I was going to say, I planned one wine tasting.
Oh, wait,
lunch.
and it was lovely. Actually, a highlight of the trip.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But then literally every hotel, every train transition, the flight itself, every tour, every moment brought to you by Amanda. And I want to point out that it's not just this podcast. I'm appreciating you. I think I made it clear throughout the trip that
Yes.
you crushed it. I was so impressed by everything. And I realized like as I was living through it, just how much work you put into it.
Yeah, you did say that a lot, and I appreciated that.
Yeah,
but
but
there's
like-
each moment each thing there was a thing that you, after you realized I had to plan that thing, you'd be like,
Holy crap.
jeez.
I know. I was like, wow. But especially like the little gritty, like the nitty gritty things of like, we have to be at this hotel by this time, and then to get to the ferry, and then the train, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she put so much work into this. It's crazy. So yeah, you planned an epic trip, and I was just happy to be along the ride.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. Okay, let's start with real quick recap of the cities we went to. I'll hit that off. We flew into Rome. We were in Rome for 4 days. We went down to Naples. It's a little south of there. There for 2 nights, mostly as a stopover, so we could then do Pompeii for a day. Then we went further south to Sorrento, which is in the Amalfi Coast. That was our home base. And from there, we did day trips to Positano and Capri. And then we took a ferry or a high-speed train, rather, to Venice, where we finished the trip for 3 days there, including some trips to Murano and Burano.
Correct.
So, highlights. What was your favorite city? Or favorite
Sorrento.
day? Oh, yeah.
Sorrento was my favorite city. Pompeii was my favorite day.
Nice. Perfect. Okay. I agree Sorrento was amazing. I mean, Rome was so cool and so like fun and fascinating to be like walking in this city where you're like catching a bus, but then there's like ruins right there.
Yeah, that was
And you're like
wild.
getting lunch, but you're standing outside the Pantheon. You're like, this is crazy. But I will say, maybe it's because we come from a bigger city that when we got to Sorrento after Rome and Naples, it was like the quiet, less crowded beach, water right there, and just like calmer. That was so peaceful and serene. And also our hotel was crazy nice in Sorrento.
We listened to we like opened the door to our terrace and like just listened to the birds, and we were like,
Yeah. I mean, if that doesn't tell you right there, we had a terrace.
yes. Those of you who don't know me very well, you're going to learn throughout this that I love a hotel. And so I spend a lot of time and like really try to find like cool or unique I also really like nice hotels. And so like, but truthfully, we really didn't spend that much because we were in the like late shoulder season for Italy, particularly Amalfi. Like Amalfi Coast, it's really busy high season in the summer, but like the hotel we were in, we couldn't have afforded in the high season. But
Cheers to the deals.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was gorgeous and really fun. And I really liked, by that time too, it was nice to have breakfast included because the first few days in Rome and Naples didn't have breakfast in the hotel. And the Italians have a very different like outlook on lunch, right? Or on breakfast rather, on like their meals. I mean, all of it's obviously very different. But one thing is like Amanda and I realized just how important it is to have like our morning kind of protein. Like we have a very protein forward breakfast.
Yeah.
And without that, it was like, oh, I can kind of drag ass if I don't have my morning protein, which like, gosh, I feel like such a bro even saying that. But it's true. That's just how we like kind of live. It's like, that's our main source of energy a lot of the time.
That's pretty
And so-
normal for Americans.
Yeah.
Too.
And so in Italy, the breakfasts are usually like pastries and like your espresso. And so like, it was a little bit, we wanted to embrace it. So we definitely did plenty of that. But Sorrento times, it was like probably the 6th and 7th. We were like a weekend and I was like, I need some protein for breakfast. And so it was nice to have the breakfast included and get back into that kind of routine.
A lot of on-the-go protein bars were harmed in the making of this trip.
Yes. Yes, that's valid. And listen, not to say we didn't go ham on Italian food. I really think
Totally. Well, that is one of
embraced
actually
it.
the learned lessons that I think we had was like early in those first few days. It's like, because we had all these tours. And so like we were like going from, okay, we're going to this, now we're going to this. We didn't like plan our food right. And so we would get done with our tour in the afternoon and be like, I'm going to eat my arm off. We
Yes.
haven't eaten since the pastry at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Because like something overlapped and then we had to like run to the next thing and there was no time for like lunch.
Right. But those pastries for breakfast were, I mean, it was fun to have it. Like, it really felt like vacation. One of my favorites was, I had gone in there knowing this and like researched it. It's called a maritoso. And it's basically just like a little bun filled with whipped cream.
It was
And
pretty
then
tasty.
I think the one I had was like maybe lemon, I don't know, but it's ridiculous. Like, that's breakfast? I mean, I guess it's not that much different from like a donut, but yeah, that was crazy. It was like, of course you have like a boost of energy after that and an espresso, but it doesn't stay with you, you know? So then after a 3.5 hour tour, you're like, I'm starving. But
You
yeah.
didn't say what your favorite city and what your favorite day was.
Well, I was going to say Sorrento was definitely tops for me. I think a favorite day, I really enjoyed our day, and I don't know, there are so many. I think I have to pick like 2 or 3. I'm not going to pick Sorrento because you picked Sorrento.
You can live your life.
I really liked it, but our day in Venice was really fun. I really liked that. I actually really liked the first day when we got there and did the Cacchetti, but that was also a day spent mostly on the train, so that can't be my favorite day.
But the train day was kind of fun because we just
Yeah.
hung out. We read a book. We played games on the train, talked to each other. People watched.
Yeah, it was also
a fun day.
That also towards the end of the trip was like a welcome little rest.
Yeah.
From like the regular touring days, because we went hard. We went hard. Like
Falling asleep,
wake up,
like into bed at 9 p.m. and being like, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really fun. Anything we could have skipped? I hate to go negative, but
Naples.
yeah, I think, well, and not just staying there. We didn't need to stay in Naples. It was the pizza was good. We had a good lunch there. That little sandwich.
I think the first day it was good. I mean, I think like if I was gonna do it again, I think I would have just planned for us to have like, we were on that train, get off the train, have the day, just check our luggage, and like go do a little exploring, eat lunch, eat dinner, get back on the train, and go. And like we just wouldn't have stayed the night there.
I still thought it was. I think we needed to see it. We would have never known. It was good.
True.
But yeah, I think having come, also maybe it's like coming off of Rome, where it's like this epic ruins and city, and then you go to Naples and it feels like this like step sibling of Rome, where it's like, okay, it's kind of like Rome, but like not the cool ruins, but like still all the people and traffic. And I was talking to my boss who's Italian, who's from Italy, and he's like, it took me like 20 years to like Naples. And I was like, yeah, we didn't get there in 2 days. So. But we did have good pizza, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
What about, was that your answer too? What you could have skipped?
Yeah, I think we're going to roll through. I don't think both of us have to answer everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a long. I'm holding up my rundown. We got a long one. I'm not keen on checking all the boxes.
Okay,
Let's just
well,
have
wait.
some fun.
I want to know, do you have one moment that surprised you or one thing that surprised you?
Surprised me? I think I already covered this, is how much planning went into it. I was like, whoa, this is, from someone who was like, yeah, I want a lot of like time for just like downtime. That would have been insane. We needed all those things planned, and like including especially like tours. Obviously, you have to have that planned. Okay. All right, this is a fun one that I put on here. The gayest moment. What was the gayest moment from our trip?
Well,
I have an answer down on here that I think.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, which is, we got really into aperitivo.
Okay, aperitivo is like essentially Italian happy hour, but like for them, it's like a little drinky and a little snack, and it's supposed to aid digestion and get you ready for dinner, which to me is just an excuse for an Aperol Spritz.
Yes, perfect. I think the first day we had it, I was sort of like, okay, what is the big deal? It's like, and then when you sat down in that, like, we were in that piazza.
Oh, I was like, Kaycee, we have to do this. And you were like, oh. And I was like, can we just, like, this is on my itinerary. I really want to do this. I want to go to Piazza Navona, and I want to sit down, and I want to have aperitivo.
Yes.
And you were like, okay, fine. And then we sat down, and you were like, yep, I get it.
This is the best. When we sat down, we were like right on that like strip where you're on the piazza, and like there was like a little music, like a person playing a guitar, people hustling and bustling through. We're just sitting there relaxed, order an apple spritz. They bring out little snackies, which ended up being a thing we brought home, or these little like like Cheerio looking on steroids breadsticks.
They're delicious.
Yeah, they had them at every aperitivo we went to, so they
Yeah.
must be popular. And we found them in one of the train stations with like flavors, so we bought a pack. But it was like little chips, little nuts, little whatever
Olives.
those are. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I also think that I was a little grumpy in that moment because I was hungry. And so we were talking about, do we want to try aperitivo or do we want to go straight to dinner? And I was like, I'm hungry. And then you got a little, Aperol Spritz in me with a snackies, and I was like, no, this is great.
Yeah, it's true. And then that was actually the night that we ended up rolling into. We went to that like place for dinner that we just happened to walk by that looked good, and then we had grappa that night, and then that steamrolled us into like a late night wine bar.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good one. So we popped out of dinner. We'd had a few at dinner, like I said, aperitivo, wine at dinner, grappa, which is like their dessert drink. But then we walked out of our dinner place, and across the street there was a wine bar Amanda spots, and she sees it because there's literally just people standing around outside the door, like on the street, holding glasses of wine. And it was like, oh, that's just the bar. It's like you order inside and then you stand outside. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that looks cool and like authentic. Let's go do that. I had just enough grappa that I was like, whatever, let's go. But okay, the gayest moment, I think, after we had gotten our swing of things with aperitivo, when we were in Rome on like the third or fourth day, we went to the name of the town was Trastevere. Mm-hmm. Trastevere. And it was known for like good food. So we were going over there to have dinner eventually, but we're like, let's go wander over there and have aperitivo. And we walk by this place, and they have a rainbow in the window, like a rainbow flag, a rainbow symbol, and we're like, like our people. And the name of the place was called The Hole.
Total dive. We walked in and we were like, oh boy.
Literally a hole.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I get the name. We walk in, we order, and we sit outside, and there's like little tables or whatever. And there's 3, I don't know if they were all gay.
Definitely.
Definitely
all gay.
Okay, yeah. 3 gay guys chatting it up in what was very clearly American English. Mm-hmm. And so the 2 of us started chatting about like, where do you think they're from? Like, let's guess based on what they're talking about and the way they're talking.
And what they're wearing.
Yes. And it was just like context clues, see if we can guess where they're from. And we totally nailed it. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up chatting with them, made them guess back. They
did not get it right.
No, but they did No, I thought they did say North Carolina after like the 3rd or 4th guess.
Yeah, but that's not the right answer. The answer was Los Angeles.
True. So, but anyway, that was fun. And I think that was the guess. A place called The Hole with 3 gay guys making friends with them, and that was very fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I have to just say, because we teased it in the intro about winging it versus planning it. Amanda wins. Thank you for playing.
You're welcome.
Everything. Okay, wait. We have to also give, because we talked about this in the last episode about how when you travel,
If you've seen any of the photos of this trip, you'll notice that I'm wearing glasses by the end. Guess what? Allergies happened.
Full on allergy, which is kind of messed up because I for sure thought, no way, Italy gets you. You're Italian.
I don't think that mattered.
No, it sure doesn't.
And it was like literally day 3. I guess it would have been like at that point day 2.5 because we were only there half a day in the beginning. Woke up sick, and I was like, oh no. And then after that day, the first day, I was like, you know what? I think this is it because I'm itchy.
Yeah.
And then it just went downhill from there.
What was weird is that like I ended up feeling kind of bad like the day after you, and so we thought it was a cold that you had just given me.
Yep.
But then the way that it lasted, we were both just having allergies.
I mean, we had it the entire time. We were taking that nasal spray the whole time.
We did, and I did help.
Yeah.
But we were like battling something the whole time, and I was like, oh, this is what it's like to travel as Amanda.
Our friend, when we got back, she was just like, you had allergies, huh? And I was like, yes. How'd you know? And she was like, I saw a picture of you wearing your glasses, and I was like, damn.
Which, by the way, it's so funny because you always talk about them like, I think you look cute in glasses.
Well, thank you. But I think because she had listened to the episode before, that's how.
She's onto it. Very nice. Okay, so now I want to jump into some of our favorites real fast. Like, what was your favorite meal?
My favorite meal was actually probably one of the nights in Venice. This little place that I had found called Sulla Luna that was like a Mediterranean.
Not even Italian food.
No, it wasn't. I mean, Mediterranean food still, but like very much more the like Greek, Israeli, like that kind of style. And maybe just by then I was like ready for some different kind of flavor. I don't know, but it was. I guess I'm still thinking about it. It was incredible.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like really torn between the night we did at Piano Strada and Trastevere.
I knew you were probably going to say that, which is one of the reasons I chose.
But I thought you were going to say it, and so I had something else lined up.
Okay, so we can both agree that Piano Strada, which one of our dear friends actually recommended to us, great rec, if you go to Rome, go there.
Yeah, we
Okay,
had
so
this,
what's your
like-
other one?
We had this pumpkin gorgonzola thing. We had like a pasta thing, and
A seared octopus.
we had tiramisu.
Yeah.
Oh, and their focaccia
Out of this world.
was mind blowing.
Yeah.
It was really good. I was like, I don't know how I'm ever gonna have focaccia again. But yeah, I had a lot of good meals. I had like there was everything was really tasty except for that first night. The first night we ended up, we just literally was like, we're hungry, let's go here. And we were like, oh, you can't actually do that. It was just like fine.
Yeah.
And then after that, we started just double checking like a Google review, or we would do like a quick double check. We still did plenty of like, let's go here, but we were just like cross-referencing.
The bummer about that is that like you got ravioli, which you were really looking forward to, and I got cacio e pepe that night, which I was really looking forward to, and both were just kind of fine. And because there was so much to try, we never really were going to reorder that.
No.
And so the fact that it was just kind of fine. We did end up with a little bit makeup cacio e pepe with a cacio e pepe risotto at that the place we found the night before Piano Strada.
Yeah. Puntarell.
But so at least we had like makeup of the flavor,
Yeah.
but it was still like we didn't
So
get
true.
the like chewy noodle thing going. And you never got your makeup ravioli.
No, I didn't. But I had lots of other good things, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like mad about it. Okay, favorite gelato flavor. I'm gonna take this one. For the record, we kept a note where we kept track of all the flavors. We tried 18 different gelatos. My favorite, I believe your favorite as well, Biscoff. Which, by the way, they had tried to trick us because they called it biscuit.
Yep.
And I was like, but you could see the Biscoff cookie like sticking out of it, and I was like, that one. And it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Wait, since you said gelato, can I say my favorite bite?
Yeah.
Because I've been every day I think about this little like baby cannoli that we got in.
That's right.
We just walked by this little bakery in Sorrento, and I was like, I could crave something sweet. That little cannoli is like 2 bites. I'm gonna get that. Not realizing it had a candied lemon running through the middle of it. I can't. Like my mouth was watering just thinking about it.
Yeah. It was also really cute.
Yeah.
And that helped. Okay, wait, now talking about a little bit dining out as a queer couple. I don't remember feeling like we got many stares or anything like that. Like I never felt weird. We're not like a super PDA couple. Like we'll maybe hold hands a little bit, but like we're not like big into the displays of affection. So I don't know that people probably just see us eating out and they may not even know we're gay.
True.
But I didn't, there was no moment where I felt like uncomfortable or weird at all.
I don't think we even had anyone say anything to us like the whole time. Like usually on a trip you get weird eyes or somebody is rude to you or whatever.
On the wine tour, the guy was like, "You're like friends or something, traveling." And we're like, "No, we're married." And he's like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, but I just mean like we didn't get anybody nasty to us, which is unusual.
There was one funny moment the last night, which I think it's funnier when I explain what. So we sat down at this dinner. We're sitting outside, and next to us is a guy who's alone. And we're like, this is our last meal. So we start talking about all the highs and lows of the trip. Like favorite hotel, favorite meal, favorite gelato, all like, oh, and then least favorite. And then things like, what would you have packed that you didn't pack? Or what would you have left at home that you did pack? Or just all that, the recapping of the trip that you do towards the end. We're having these conversations, we're complaining, we're celebrating all this stuff. And there's this guy next to us. It's like, it's close because it's.
Oh yeah, like I could have reached over and touched his table.
If he was in our party, he might have been 1 inch. The table would have just been connected. He probably would have still been sitting as close as he was.
Yeah.
And I also had just assumed he's like Italian, whatever, he's by himself. He's just having a little dinner, and I didn't think he would be like listening or understanding our conversation, which that's on me, because then at the very end of the meal. He's literally gets dessert dropped off to him, and it's like a creme brulee or something like that. Or
It was a pumpkin flan.
Okay, not important what it is. The point is, Amanda goes, I think that's a whatever, pumpkin flan. And he goes, and he turns and goes, yes, it is. In like perfect American English. And I was like, oh.
So like the whole time he was probably just sitting there being like,
He just had dinner. He had dinner with us. Yeah, basically. But super funny. That's why you shouldn't make assumptions. Also, I don't know why I was even thinking that after having been there 2 weeks when almost everybody spoke English to us.
True. Yeah. I mean, I did make a very valiant effort to speak as much Italian as I could.
Yeah, and I would the words I could say I would always engage like there first. So I don't know why, but anyway, it was just funny. It was a funny moment.
I do want to share this. I got one entire exchange when we were in Positano, that I handled our entire meal exchange in Italian, and I was so proud of myself.
Yes, we were. It was like kind of a counter service thing, and I went and sat down at a view spot, and Amanda went inside to order, and then she came out and she's like, "I ordered the whole thing in Italian."
But like, I just had like not even just ordered, but like had the whole exchange, and I was just like, "Yes, crushed it! Thanks, Duolingo."
Very impressive. Very nice. Okay, so now we went through the food. We talked about the overall experience. Now I think it's time to talk about travel.
Okay.
The public transit. One quick story. We definitely cannot trust our instincts.
Oh my gosh. Well, just like I did so much planning, but I felt
This is not on you.
I fell very short on understanding
also-
Venice's public transit.
I wonder if this is kind of also on Google Maps, because that's what I was using. But
Oh, maybe.
because it didn't tell me any. Okay, so in Venice, as you can imagine, they're like a lot of their public transit is ferries. So you're just like on a little water taxi or a little ferry taxi that's like taking you through the canal and helping you get to the other side. So there's plenty of bridges. It's very walkable, but a lot, sometimes to make it a little faster, to shave off like 10 minutes to walk around to find the bridge, you can jump on a little ferry. And so we didn't use it really at all the first day, but the second day we were going to dinner. So it was like all the way towards the end of the day, we're going to dinner, and I'm like, oh, it's going to have us take a little ferry. And we're like, okay, cool. So we walk down, we get to the ferry stop, and I'm like just kind of taking a quick survey, and I'm like, oh, you can just tap. And we were using our phone a ton to pay for stuff. So I'm like, you can just tap the phone, and that's how you get on the ferry.
And let me clarify, there's all these billboards around that have here instructions, here's the maps, whatever. Nowhere on this entire platform is there anything about the cost.
There's no cost. It's also mostly in Italian. We'd have to like scan and find the English. But I think that also that first time, we watched someone else tap and get on, or tap something and get on. And so I was like, perfect, no problem. I'll use my phone's credit card, Apple Pay, use one credit card to get Amanda on, and then I'll choose a different credit card to get me on so they don't try and like freak out about a double charge. Easy peasy. And also we've done this in New York. We've done this in
Everywhere
that we've gone, we've used this method. And so again, no like price anywhere, but I'm like, it's probably like €2 or €3, right? Whatever, get on. So we do that, and we end up walking back that night again. So we've used it one time. The next day, we're going off to go see Murano and Burano, which are islands around Venice. Murano, and they're known, Burano, with the B, is known for glass blowing. I hope I'm getting this right.
No. Murano is glass
Murano is glass blowing. Burano is the colorful houses and lace. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're planning to go see both of these, and we're like, we're just going to hit the ferry. So it's rainy, and we're like, we just want to go see it. We'll go ferry. One's like a 20-minute ferry, the other one's like 40. Great. So we spend maybe an hour at each and come back. And I don't know, around about this time is when we realize, I think.
I wonder how much this is.
Yeah, well, there was like a bunch of us standing here, and I was like, oh, I wonder, like, have you seen a single price for this? No, I haven't seen one either. I was like, okay. Well, because at that point, when we were on our way back from it all, this man had been trying to swipe his day pass card, and I was like, so silly to buy a day pass. Why don't you just pay for it a la carte like we've been, right? I'm like this guy, what? So inconvenient. And then we finally get to see the price of it and realize we had been using this. Now realize we had done this at this point 4 times, real willy-nilly per person. That's a total of 8, and it was €19.
And it's so like. I was kicking myself because I had remembered in my reading, I did the least planning for Venice because it was like, I'm tired of planning now. I'm at the end of the trip. You've been to Venice 2 other times now. Just go. And I remembered at this point reading something about like, if you're going to ride the Ali Laguna, which is their like ferry boat system, get the day pass because it's €25 a day and it's like more affordable. And then, but it didn't occur to me until after that. I was like, because I remember thinking, gosh, it's so if it's €2 or €3, like why would you ever get a day pass? Oh.
So essentially, and I don't know if this really stuck with you guys. I'm saying it was €19 every tap
Per person.
So I was tapped. So that's 8 rides that Amanda and I did. Just acted like we're freaking Bloombergs. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, just living like Rockefellers out there.
The worst.
Of course, didn't realize that till the very last day. And good times for everyone. You know what? You live, you learn. I feel like it gave us this great travel story. I think it's going to be the first advice I give anyone that says they're going to Venice from here on out.
Don't ride the Ali Laguna.
Yeah, so absurd. But honestly, everything else I think was pretty smooth. We had a good flight. We got upgraded on our way there. We got the like more recliny room.
With the like foot rest thingy.
Yeah, the footrest. So it was like not full first class, but a more recline. That was nice.
We did have a couple. Well, we realized we are not ferry people. So on the Amalfi Coast, you can take a car or a bus or whatever. I had booked ferries for us to go from Sorrento to Positano, and then we had a boat trip to go to Capri. Both got canceled because of bad weather. We ended up on the ferry to Capri instead, and I got so seasick. A 20-minute ride. And then the next day, we were supposed to have a ferry back to Naples to catch our train, and I was like, can we not do that? Can we just take the little commuter train instead? I can't get on another boat.
Which, by the way, was a real role reversal for us because I'm usually the one that's always getting like motion sick or seasick. And so I feel like, though, because of that, I was extra compassionate. I was like,
you were great.
Whatever
And
you need.
I if I never get on another boat in open ocean, it will be too soon.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, okay, we have one more travel story we have to share.
Oh, yes.
This was one I didn't share with my parents until we got back because I was like afraid of freaking them out. But excuse me, we took a bus out to like a remote part of Rome to go bike ride along the Appian Way, which is the world's oldest road. Very cool. Also, a side note, bike riding it maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, maybe just walk.
Yeah, it's the oldest road. It's going to be bumpy. But we did use like the grass shoulder for a bit, so it wasn't so bad. But we're taking a bus. It's like maybe 20 minutes outside of like proper Rome, busy Rome. So it like you're on a bus and it starts to thin out. And we're on the bus. There's like maybe 3 or 5 of us on this bus total. And Amanda's like, oh, this is our stop. So she hops up to get off. And I'm like a step behind her with the backpack. And she gets off. And as I go to get off right behind her, the bus driver closes the doors.
Oh my gosh.
Like closes them on me. And I'm like, oh, what? No. And I kind of like, I turned back just being like, oh, this is my stop. Like she got off and oopsie daisy, like let me off. And the bus driver's just like, no. And I was like, what? And like, I'm looking at Amanda because obviously I can see her through the bus window.
And I'm sitting there like, what are you doing? Get off the bus.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so of course, like panic sets in, which like deep down I knew we were okay. But surface level, I was like, ah! Right? Because, like, first of all, we only played for one international phone plan. So I had the phone. Amanda did not have a phone. And I'm like, okay, technically she has I think you had your phone.
I had my phone in my backpack.
So, like, worst case, we could have just turned it on and paid the fee and found each other.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, I freak out. And also, like, what the hell, bus driver? Like,
seriously.
What? It would have taken you 10 seconds to let me off real fast. There's 3 other people on this bus. Crazy power trip you're having. He merges back into traffic. I'm just trapped on the bus driving away from Amanda, being like, come on, follow the bus. Come on. And just fuming mad, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get off at the next stop. Amanda's going to walk up to the next stop. We'll find each other. It, like, deep down, I think I knew it was okay, but surface level, I'm pissed off and I'm panicking a little bit because it's like we're in a foreign country and we're about to be separated.
Yep.
And this is scary. And so, also, by the way, this is all happening. There's a guy who's speaking Italian to the bus driver that's trying to like plead my case, and it's just like it's not helping. This bus driver's being a pissy magoo, and I'm fuming, and I'm like, I wish I could say something to this guy. Right? Like, and by the way, in hindsight, there's plenty of universal symbols for like up yours or F you.
He could have flicked him off.
Yes, I didn't need to use Italian, but in my brain I was like, what's an Italian curse? I wish I knew something Italian. And I remember this old episode of Friends where Joey says a curse in Italian, and I'm like, oh yeah, that. But then I also had this, I guess womanhood, safety, femininity kick in where you're like, don't piss off the person who holds the power.
Seriously. Well, and a man at that.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, just get off the bus and get out of this safely and alive, and don't worry about it. So I didn't say anything, but I thought it.
And what was the curse, Kaycee?
Yeah, and then we get off the bus. Man, well, I gotta finish the story. Amanda had been following the bus.
I can't wait for you to say
I
it.
turned back and ran to her. We reunite. It's all fine. We go find the bike rental place. It's all fine. And I'm telling her, like, there's a curse that from Friends I almost said to this guy. I was gonna say, Vafa Napoli. And you're like, I don't.
Go to Naples?
Yeah, you're like, that's not a curse. That means go to Naples. Which is like, of course it's not a curse. This Friends was on NBC in like the 90s. They couldn't curse on NBC. But like, so yeah, go to Naples. Whatever. It's a good thing I didn't say anything. I think it would just confuse the guy. He'd have been like, this bus doesn't go to Naples.
I just love that you were like, this is a curse.
Yeah. I was telling my friend this story and she did tell me a curse. I've already forgotten it. But I also am like, I'll just use the old-fashioned way. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of like things you could do with them. Also, it doesn't matter because I chickened out anyway.
True.
So
but I think this,
by the
safely
way,
good.
For the record, this is one of those things where on the podcast, you're going to hear the real version. When I tell this on stage, it don't go this way.
Do you actually say it?
Yes, I say
okay,
it
great.
in the joke version.
Great.
So
I'm
enjoy
excited.
that on stage on Friday. And don't go correcting people, Amanda, who likes to be like, that didn't happen. She didn't say it. It's not as funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, okay. So now I want to get into this. Is going to be the good nitty-gritty stuff. The relationship report.
Oh, okay.
What kinds of things tested our patience, tested our you're spending 2 weeks straight together, or 2 weeks gay together. You know what I'm saying? What things are going to happen? We did have, I think the biggest one I can think of, which was a temporary, it wasn't like a blowout fight. It was just a little bit of like a
kerfuffle.
A kerfluffle, which was we had packed enough clothes for about a week, and knowing we needed to do laundry some point. And so as the days were progressing, we went to Rome, we went to Naples. We both kind of said like, I think I'll be good. First day at Sorrento, when we check into that hotel, we'll get our laundry done. And you even said like, that's a nice hotel. I bet they'll do laundry. No problem. Great. So we check in, and they're like, yeah, here's the laundry sheet, the pricing sheet, and it's like $4 to clean a pair of underwear.
Yeah, and we like pulled everything out and we looked at it and we were like,
This is going to cost $300.
yeah, we're like, no.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it was €4, I think, so $5. But you were like, I actually need underwear. I'm like, I could probably wash like 3 or 4 and get by.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have none. And I was like, this is crazy. And so then I told her, I was like, well, let's just go do laundry at like a laundromat. We'll just throw them in. And you were like, no, I've paid to go to Italy. I'm not going to spend my vacation time doing laundry, which, by the way, legitimate concern. But I was like, it's not that big of a deal. We'll just throw them in. We'll set a timer. We'll go have lunch or do something. We'll come back. We'll flip them. We'll go have a aperitivo or whatever. And we'll come back and get, like, I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
Again, I was kicking myself for not having planned more and figured out the laundry service and had that planned and ready to go. So we could be like, okay, we're going to call this person. I'm kicking myself.
Well, and during this whole discussion, you actually found a laundry service that would pick it up and do it, but they were closed that day.
Yeah, because it was Sunday.
Yes. And so I was like, no, I think it's not going to be that big of a deal. I had brought a big duffel bag in my suitcase, like that packs down because I was like, we're going to have souvenirs when we come back, so I need to have space to bring all my sous. And so we just threw all of our laundry in the duffel, walked down. The laundry place was not even like 2 blocks from our hotel.
Mm-hmm. Very close.
And we read the little instructions. You had thankfully thought to bring some, we have those like laundry sheets, so it's not like detergent, it's just a little thing, a sheet, so it's easy to pack.
And dryer sheets.
Yep, and dryer sheets. And so we threw them in, had a nice little spritz with a view, and my favorite tuna tartare, maybe of life.
Maybe the coolest restaurant I've ever been to.
Yeah, this was in Sorrento, like overlooking the water, and it was very like secret-y vibes, knock twice type of thing. So the door to this restaurant was like through another door and up some stairs. And we found it, and it was like nobody, it was lunch, it was gorgeous. It was a really nice little, and literally we were like just killing time while we were doing laundry. It was awesome.
In retrospect, and during this time, I said to Kaycee, you were right, I was wrong. I was just like very in a kerfluffle about wasting my time in Sorrento, place I was so excited to be in, having to do laundry, and in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't matter.
It kind of made me feel good to solve a problem because you have done so much for the trip and kicked so much ass on planning it that to be able to live contribute, meaningful for me.
Well, and you just like, you really like, you could tell I was all in a tizzy and you really talked me down without it like not being a fight or whatever. You were just like, you just called me on it. And you were like, I can tell that your anxiety is taking over because you're feeling the need to not waste time and to want to be efficient. It's not a big deal. Let's just go check this out. It'll be fine. No one's going to take our clothes. No one's going to take wet clothes, certainly.
No. I would met some nice Canadians in there.
We did.
They were doing their laundry too.
They helped us figure out how to use the machines.
It was perfect. Other than that, I think the biggest ongoing kind of relationship or like tiff, if you want to call it that, is actually something that happens to us even home, which is when we're like when we've got time laid out ahead of us and no set plan, wanting to be like you're saying, not wasting time, make the most of it, be efficient, be decisive. And when those things aren't happening, you and I both can kind of like spiral. Like we don't want to waste time. We don't want to. It's such a. I mean, I guess it's super rooted in anxiety, but
it's also, I think, rooted in the like. At least for me, I won't speak for you, I guess. The like we try too hard to like do the thing that we think the other person wants to do.
Yeah.
And like
People
cater
pleasing.
too much to the other, and it's like just say what you want to do, and if I really don't want to do that, I will say something.
Yeah.
You know, but we just like when we don't have a plan, we get too like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Well, I don't know. Whatever you think is best. You know.
Yeah, I think this kind of boils right into the next thing, which is like what we learned from each other or learned about each other this trip is, and maybe I already kind of knew this on some levels. I knew that you're not great at like wandering or just like having a loose plan. But what I did learn is kind of how to manage that better with you so that we can embrace those moments. So while I maybe already knew that about you, I think this trip we found a way to cope and like exist in that better.
I definitely think yes. I mean, like a lot of the time in like the second half of the trip, like the entire time in Amalfi and a lot of the time in Venice, we didn't really have a set plan. It was just sort of like see what we see and what we get into. And because like that by that point there weren't like I think in Venice we had one tour, but everything else was just sort of like exploring.
By the way, that
I'm not
answer,
good.
I was going to say that answer, by the way, when it's wander time and Amanda's feeling, the solution is be decisive.
Yes.
And if I can be decisive, I think that solves a lot of it. So, yeah.
Oh, and what we also have, I have a story that you would think would be a story about me, and it's not. And it's that when we were in Positano, we learned just how tenderhearted Kaycee can be. So we were walking up toward where the cab area was so that we could catch like a bus or a car to take us back to Sorrento. And all of a sudden we look back and there's these two dogs following us, like one like big golden dog and one like look like
Honestly,
Finnegan except like
Merle.
red Merle color.
Guys.
And we were just like, oh, okay, they're just like two like town dogs are just following us. These dogs followed us for like a solid mile. We like popped into some stores to try to shake them. They would just wait outside.
One of them came in the store, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then I was like, "Oh, surely the shop owner's going to run them off for us." Nope, just chill.
Everybody just thought they were our dogs, and then so we stopped for a minute. We're like, maybe if we stop, they'll latch onto some other people. What did they do? They laid down with their head on our feet.
It was
right
like,
next to us, and Kaycee is just like losing her mind.
Well,
of
here's
like,
the thing.
Are they going to get hit by a car? Are they taking care
one of
of
them was not dodging the cars very well. And I was like, I can't handle, if I see a dog get hit by a car, this vacation's over. I was like, I can't do this. And then also, they were like, there was also the other part of me, like, I want everybody to know, we knew not to like pet, engage. We knew what behaviors would get these dogs to continue to follow us, and we were not doing any of that.
No.
We didn't talk to them. We didn't pet them. And do you know how hard that is? We didn't make little coo noise at them. I didn't tell them how cute they were.
They smelled the desperation on you.
They took us for suckers. They knew it. We stopped and got a bottle of water in our trying to shake them, and I was like taking everything in me not to offer them the water.
You actually said, you were like, I'm just gonna give them some water, and I was like, don't you dare.
Yeah, because and so anyway, but my whole heart is like spinning this whole tale about how they're stray and should we Google how to take dogs home from Italy? Maybe we could adopt one.
If Kaycee had her druthers, we would have ended up with a tiny little red Merle Finnegan clone.
Listen, if they hadn't seemed like a package deal, honestly,
they were definitely a bonded pair.
I would have taken the one. The other one was too big. Still cute, dog, whatever. But the one that was like resembling a fit. By the way, if you guys think I didn't snap a picture over my shoulder, you're wrong. I absolutely got a photo.
Oh, and we named him? His name is Giuseppe.
His name is Giuseppe. We got a picture. I will post it. So cute. And then what's worse is all this happened. We did eventually shake him. Amanda talked me into the fact that they were not stray because they weren't scrawny. Like they
No,
were
they were
clearly
chubby.
taken care of. And also the fact that they followed us into the store, I'm like, they have an owner where they go into the store with the owner. So you did talk me down, and I am holding on to that because what happened is then that night I had nightmares about them.
It was so sad.
I could not sleep that whole night. I was like tossing and turning, having nightmares that we needed to go back and save them. And I know. And so that's why I'm holding on to the story that they're fine. They're a bonded pair and they belong to somebody. And they just saw two little lesbian suckers that they could probably get some bottled water out of.
They were like, I bet they got snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, they were really cute though. And yeah, I am very tenderhearted, especially when it comes to animals. I can't deal. Did we get through this episode?
I think we did. I want to ask you one more question to close out though.
Okay.
Favorite souvenir?
Oh, what a fun question. Well, let me run through a few of them so they know what we got. Because we got quite a few, right?
No, just want to know your favorite souvenir
I
to
don't
close us
know.
out.
Oh, well, we always get magnets wherever we go, and I really like our magnet.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a cute little Sorrento magnet. It's up there. I also like the tote we got. But I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say my scarf, right?
I thought you were going to say the shoes that you wore.
The shoes, listen, I got really cute brown suede Adidas shoes, but the truth is I could get those in America, and I probably would have eventually.
Still a souvenir if somebody's like, where'd you get those? And you'd be like, Naples.
Okay, maybe. No, I think it's my scarf.
Okay.
I'm gonna go scarf. Scarf from, was it Murano?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go my scarf, because that was like really, Italy in a nutshell.
Yep.
Scarves.
Yep.
There was one day I didn't wear one that I let Amanda wear one. Yeah.
Can I answer? I have one.
Yeah.
It's very
Oh,
fast.
yeah, please do.
I brought back a like hand painted bottle of limoncello from Sorrento because Amanda discovered that I really like limoncello.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Well, and eventually it might be my soap. I bought some lemon soap, but we haven't tried it yet because we need a soap dish.
Yep.
We didn't realize how we're a liquid soap family. And
Hand soap, yeah.
Yeah, and I bought this little bar soap, so we needed a soap dish. But okay, so that's gonna do it for this travel recap episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm curious if you're watching this, what's the gayest thing you've done while traveling abroad? I would love to know how we're gaying up the world out there.
Yeah.
Also, share any travel stories. I love to hear them. The idea of this is if you guys share your stories, we'll share them on the podcast. And if you want us to reveal your name or not, I'm totally happy to respect that. I'd also, if you want to send a voice note, we could use that.
Totally
on the show.
incorporate it.
That would be really fun too. So send us any good traveling stories, whether it be the gayest thing you did or like a fail or maybe a good lesson learned like our ferry story.
Yeah.
Just DM me at Kaycee Conlee and maybe we'll use it on an episode with your permission. Okay, guess what?
Is it time?
It is time for What's Gayer?
Woo! I get to play this time.
And how you know that is because I called it What's Gayer.
Yes.
And not What's More Gay. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
What's gayer?
Okay.
Counting the number of boobs on an art museum tour
Okay.
or matching outfits on a gondola. By the way, both things we did on this trip.
True. It's true.
Number of boobs. Counting the boobs on an art museum tour. Matching outfits on a gondola.
I'm gonna go boobs.
Boobs!
I don't know why. It just feels right because I do feel that like straight people match sometimes.
Oh.
Which is
You don't
what I said the last time we did a What's Gayer that involved matching outfits.
Yeah.
So
You don't think straight people count boobs?
I don't know, they might. Do you know there's actually a story? Have you ever heard this story about when I was a little kid, we were, my family's from Panama City Beach, Florida, and we were driving down the strip with my grandparents and my aunt and uncle and my cousins and stuff. We were driving down the boulevard, and 4th of July in Panama City Beach is a wild, wild place, especially in the 90s.
I believe it.
And so July 4th, we're on our way back to the house that we had rented as a family. And apparently, I don't remember this, but my mom loves to tell the story, that there were all these like young people cruising the strip, and my grandmother was pointing out all the topless women to my dad. She'd be like, JD, do you see those? How about those? So the answer is yes, straight people count boobs.
That's incredible. I didn't realize how much I loved your grandma until just this moment.
You should talk to Hilda about that. I'm sure she'd love to tell you about it.
By the way, I love her a lot, but she just went up another few notches in my book. Another few straps, if you will.
Stupid.
Did you see those coming? Did you like my What's Gayer?
I did not. That was good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was stuff we did. Okay, you guys, tell us what you think is gayer. Is it boobs? Is it matching outfits in a gondola? I actually think it might be gondola for me. But
Okay.
we need to hear from you. Vote on my story at Kaycee Conlee. Tell us what you think is gayer. And we'll be back next week. Do you have any final thoughts?
I think the final thought to know is that no matter what, even when you travel, we still bring our full selves with us, which is that I need everything planned to the letter and you need spontaneity. So here we are, we compromise.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love traveling with you.
Me
Mwah.
too, boo.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening. Share your travel stories. Tune in next week when we're back. And we love you. This is so much fun. I'm glad we're back.
Me too.
All right, bye.
Bye.